and we've yet to experience this ultimate challenge, the Monster Prom. Miranda Vanderbilt, 19, a sweet mermaid princess who was as cute as she was genocidal. I kind of want to go after her, just because of her name. Ooh, a pop quiz. All minds are rotten, but they are rotten in so many different ways. Worry no more. We're now using our PhD to diagnose which kind of deviant sicko you are. Okay. This way, each of you will start by having stats that better reflect your true selves. That makes sense. If you had to have sex with an animal, which animal would it be? A swan, a great white shark, a human being. A swan. Creative. Ooh. Which inanimate object do you think would make the best girlfriend or boyfriend, provided you went criminally insane? Huh. Oh yes, a human-sized pillow. That is what I need. Apparently I'm just really creative. What would be your dream first date? A wild party in international waters, a sweaty and manly wrestling match, an art exhibition experimental enough to give you a seizure, crimes, a professional meeting where you charm your date with some astonishing business advice, a lovely walk in the forest after rescuing your date from a dragon. Oh yes, Miranda. I guess I'll go to class. That day you listen to your elders and learn valuable lessons. Sometimes, after all the monster nonsense and dating gimmicks, you forget that attending class is supposed to be the primary activity at this high school. You gain 2 smarts. After all that, you decide to look for a spot outside school where you can get some good sunbathing. But you fail to focus on your sunbathing since you see Scott and Miranda deep in conversation. It's a sports game thing, Miranda. I think I'm a good boy, but there's something that just gets me growling when I see that opposing team. Hey, Jaja, how are you? I hope your weekend is treating you well. Air people. Yes, Scott, obviously the air people. I know I've told you about them before. They're the sworn enemy of the mer people, and they must all be destroyed if they refuse to accept our superiority. Wow, all of them? That sounds really hard. It will be. They're a horrible, ruthless nation of feathery socialists who refuse to bend a knee no matter how many times my father invades. They don't like guacamole, Scott. They eat the crust of their peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Ew. They wear socks with sandals. I think it's just in destroying them all. See, Scots with sandals are gross. And I like fanny packs. What are the married people going to do about it? That's a great question, Scott. We've tried reasoning with them through bombs, chemical warfare, and torture, but they're entirely unreceptive. It's really weird that wouldn't sway the air people. Maybe you can step in and help. Scott and Miranda probably have different takes on what the best strategy would be, so think hard about what you pitch. Wipe them out. Yes, brilliant idea. Does it? That's weird. The entire stream?
Bow to Miranda Vanderbilt.
Flood the entire sky. They both start throwing water into the sky, which naturally falls to the ground again, forming a small puddle. In this mine, this worked differently. The water is covering like 1/3 of an inch of the sky. That's the ground, Scott. Now that's underwater, and before it was above water. So it's technically part of the sky, just a very low part of the sky. Oh, I see. Let's fill the buckets. Sooner or later, we'll fill the whole sky. You're right. Yeah, I'm a glass half full guy, or should I say a sky half full guy. Wink. Oh, you just said wink out loud? That's really charming. No time for compliments, Miri. Ginger, let's flood the skies. Oh, huzzah. You spend several hours throwing water into the sky with little to no effort. Still, it seems Miranda thinks you're a warfare genius. Huzzah. You gain +2 creativity and +1 boldness.
Let's go.
Alright, let's see. Let's go to the auditorium. That day, while rehearsing for the class play, it's as though the muses themselves have descended to give you figurative. Your performance is intense and inspiring. It'll be remembered for generations, which is pretty rad by high school play standards. I'm very creative in this game. You see Liam talking to Miranda. Miranda looks confused, and Liam looks frustrated. Oh, she looks so cute. But I simply do not understand the art you are describing. You say that the art piece is a bathroom? No. For the 100th time, the art piece is the experience of going into a bathroom, thinking it's an art piece. I don't understand modern art. The artist purposely gave the room number of the bathroom as the room number for the exhibit. Even though there was a whole room full of his paintings elsewhere in the building, it was revolutionary. It certainly seems very complicated. I agree, wholeheartedly. Personally, I prefer the exoplanet sculptures of the Atlantean 5th Dynasty. You know, the man in the moon, the face on Mars, all of Pluto. Art on such a grand scale. Bah, that's not art. It's populism at its worst. Well, I don't think that bathroom business sounds like art. But how are we supposed to discuss art if we can't even agree on what it is? Only if someone would come along and provide a satisfying definition of art, I would be so pleased. You've got this, no problem. It's so simple. Art is a method for making worthless things into very expensive things. Art isn't art unless it makes you feel bad feelings inside. This is the second one. Oh, no. I don't want yours. But the face on Mars does not give me bad feelings. Well, then obviously it's not art, Miranda. Try to keep up. If it's not art, then what is it? A mean thing your ancestors did to the Martians with primitive nuclear weapons. Oh yes, I suppose it was that. You're both so smart. You gained some disturbing knowledge about the history of the solar system, and also 2 smarts and 1 creativity.
Let's go.
Exotic silverware. Ooh. Yeah, also, what is this for? That's the forking spoon. It's a spoon for picking up your fork so that you don't have to touch them with your fingers. And that one? That's the tuning fork. It's for making sure all your other silverware is tuned to A minor as is proper. That's the dairy knife. It's for milk. I feel like they do. All the time. But none of them are any good. It would take a genius, a true subtlety, to improve on the existing canon. I feel like genius and subtlety are not my middle names. I suggest ultimate new silverware. The salad harp. Harp for salad. Why has no one thought of this before? Because it's hard to eat salad with a harp? Who said anything about eating? Isn't that what silverware is for? Perish the thought. The true purpose of silverware is to give your hands something to do while you elegantly avoid your food. And nothing is more elegant than playing a subtle lament on a harp while your serfs eat your salad for you. My serfs will finish my lunch for me. I'm off to have a harp commissioned. Miranda takes you harp shopping with her. It's a real bonding experience. Afterwards, you both ignore a salad together at a fancy restaurant. Later, you see Liam scrolling through his phone, looking like the embodiment of ennui. Hey Ginger, what are you doing? Stalking classmates for romantic purposes and offering rather absurd advice? Magnificent. I could use some rather absurd advice. I was exchanging messages with a were koala on this dating site, and all was going well for a time. But I've grown tired of our exchanges. He's a bit clingy, and clingy is my seventh biggest turnoff. Sam. Right between sarcasm, illiteracy, and actually being a pickle and not a person. This kid kills me. The postmodern protocol dictates for me to just ghost him and never talk to him again, but that's horrible, and I would never do that to someone. You see, I'm Liam, handsomely mysterious and a true gentleman. But neither do I want the emotional turmoil of telling him how I really feel and having an actual conversation about it. What an ordeal. So I've settled on just sending him a bunch of emojis and never texting him again. That should do it, right? The thing is, how can I convey this complex array of sentiments through the friendly language of emojis? Sure. This one, little vampire growing disinterest and overly touched queer koala emoji. Oh, that one is clearly the best option. How did I think about it? Of course there's an emoji for that. The silly hat. He texted me back. Let's see. Oh, the were caller being understanding of the little vampire's feelings and respecting them even if a little hurt emoji. I'm replying back with the formerly grateful and ready to move on poop emoji. Look at this. He just texted me the emoji that's waving his hand like he's saying bye with an expression that says he's going to break all bonds, but without being resentful about it. Perfect. We solve this as a team. Cheers to us. That day during recess, you start a half-hour rave that goes full crazy. You have no idea how it escalates so much, but at one point there are like 300 people. Someone summons demons from a nightmare dimension. The consequences might distort the fabric of reality itself, but who cares? It's a rad party. You gain 2 fun. Sigh, woe is me. A sigh. Could Miranda possibly be doing this because she wants attention? Only one way to find out. Wow, that's literally me. Oh, hello, I didn't see you there as I was standing here suffering gallantly in silence. She did, and she wasn't, but okay. I had the most tragic injustice befall me earlier this morning. I was rejected from our school's water polo team. They claimed I was mistaken about how polo is conducted underwater. Excuse me, but I was raised underwater. How is one even supposed to play water polo without a heavily armored seahorse as a mount? How, I ask you? Perhaps I offended them when I implied they were too impoverished to afford sea steeds. If so, why would I love to make reprimations? But it may be too soon for me to show my face. Would you be so kind as to take them this gift of this omelet to begin the healing? I am told that peasants consider eggs to be a delicacy. Obviously. And what would make the gesture even better is this personal touch of toppings. Ooh. Oh. I can't imagine how difficult it must be to live so frugally, and I don't want to imagine it because it makes me sad. I'd much rather they know how much I care about their lives without me having to, care about their lives. That's exactly why an omelet is so perfect. It says, I like you enough to give you this egg. Please don't talk to me about personal issues. Now off with our delicious egg, and don't ask any questions about their sad, dreary little lives. It's hard to imagine how anything Miranda could have said could possibly offend the water polo team. But there's an omelet in your hands, and you've already eaten your fair share of eggs today, and you might as well deliver it. You lose 2 fun and 1 charm. Afterwards, a royal procession, 500 members strong, informs you that Miranda has requested your presence at dinner tonight. The restaurant she's chosen is so fancy its name is unpronounceable by anyone making less than 6 figures. But with all these heavily armed guards around, you think it's unwise to refuse, and so later that night. This restaurant is remarkably charming for a low-born establishment. Granted, the flatware is only platinum, not diamond, and this wine seems to be significantly less than 1,000 years old. But at least our table is held up by 3 weeping serfs, as it always ought to be. 1 bowl of rubies and a bottle of actual gold. Oh. My, what an expansive gesture. You must be quite wealthy. Why, the duck allure alone costs more than the gross domestic product of Iceland, and the chopped salad is literally just shredded money. Is it possible that your family is wealthier than mine? No, it can't be. Father would be inconsolable. Garden, make that 2 of everything, and I am paying. Oh, but you look so disappointed. Well, if you insist, you may cover the tip. Just the tip is enough to set you back quite a bit. I'm not surprised. The Monster Prom. Okay, I don't know what that's a... Miranda. Yes.
Let's go.
You finally pluck up your courage and ask your beloved to go to the Monster Prom with you. What? I'm sorry to tell you this, my friend, but I think your princess is in another castle.
Disgusting.
Your failure made you so despised by society that you were exiled to the wilds, where you joined a pack of wolves. Still, you were so bad at social interaction that you also failed at getting a date for Wolf Prom. Wow. That was sad.